Hello everyone and welcome to another puzzle piece. I'm continuing on the Atari 50 train. We got 2 episodes left. So I might just sneak in a Sunday stream before Wolfpack, depending on how. Wait, no, we have 3 left. Never mind. We're taking our time. Yeah, I am just had a really nice, like, one of those like health bowl or poke bowl type things. Not specifically like that type of rice. Like that type of idea. We like throw in your like chicken, throw in your like vegetables and avocado, throw in your like rice-like thing. And yeah, that was really good. So I'm in good spirits, and best of all, I managed to pay $0 for that because of the $5 coupon for returning to an app I used more during like COVID. We had essentially for work had like we would have monthly like team lunch things, but remotely. So I used like once or twice after, and then I had like exactly $15 of credit I could use, and the purchase was like $19.98. So free food, free quality food. It's just I'm a sucker for free food. I'm just yeah. And anyways, back to Atari. Yeah, so the Atari like I guess 400 and 800s were the first two. Yeah, so let me double check. That's looking good. Yeah, okay. That should be good. I just heard a little drum in the background and I was worried it was static, but no, it's just a little drum. So yeah, these a lot of a lot of these computers from the 80s, like the your non IBM ones. I mean IBM, all computers were expensive back then, but you'll see the trend in this with I'll probably mention the Amiga, and I brought up a couple times now. But like a lot of these computers come out, they're expensive, and then they get cheaper, and they have like a slow burn effect. But interesting. So that, yeah, I guess they didn't have like the having a small monitor would have been more expensive back then. Just trying to cram in your cathode ray tube. Yeah. Well, like okay, so because like LCDs weren't really even a thing at that point. Like the monitors would have had to be the cathode ray tube, right? A 9 computer monitor. Let me just see. Yeah, they were very much cathode ray tube, just small. Okay. In the 1960s, the phrase home computer would have been considered science fiction, but as microprocessor technology rocketed forward in the 1970s, Atari was able to create low priced machines that connected to televisions. Suddenly, the dream of the home computer was a reality. Powered the transistor revolution. Um, One of the cool things for this was that and this goes into making custom boards nowadays, right? You have your ASICs, which are fabricated en masse for a specific purpose, and they're going to be more efficient in a way because it's just like the startup cost of making the design, like the like the actual manufacturing of the design. And then the cost per unit is gonna be fine compared to like an FPGA where that's reprogrammable, but it tries to be more general in terms of what it could do. So you have to work with the components to make your design efficient. So like, I mean, there's some like, for example, Azure servers that are just FPGA rows. This goes back to in like the 80s, you have your NAND gate array where all of your functions for a Boolean operation, your AND, your OR, your XOR, your NOR, your NAND, and your NOT. All of those can be achieved by just combining different NANDs. And so these boards would just have a shit ton of NANDs on them. As like this company, like companies would produce like a shit ton of NAND boards, and then all the consumer would have to do, like the company, is tell them, hey, how to print the wiring on them. And so they print the wiring afterwards, and they could make the functionality they wanted, which really let a lot of people just get in if they weren't doing like, because in like the late 70s, you see a lot of your PC kits, like your Apple ones that are like a build yourself, almost like kind of provide some of the component stuff, and then you can configure it how you want. But in order to get like mass production with a lot of these, this was a dream for them, the dream of the home computer and other embedded technologies. Yeah, oh man, the shitty keyboards. No, I mean, everyone was doing it. Everyone was doing the shitty keyboard. Like, we dunk on Commodore for their, and the ZX for the shitty keyboard. Mainly yeah. Like either flat or like the squishy whatever. And some of them didn't even have the space bar at the bottom. They like had the space to the side in order to save space. Yeah. It was low cost and could better survive a drink being dropped on top of it, but otherwise made typing a laborious chore. Yeah, I could not. That's those keyboards. No. Send them off to the abyss. Atari designed the Atari 400 home computer so that just about anybody can use it. I love these full page prints of like, here's the product, here's what you need to know. And it's like an instruction manual if it wasn't instructing you on how to use it, like technically, just how you should use it in like the practical sense. The communicator, the programmer, the entertainer. Ooh. 1 second, let me. Man, they also like kept other things in the 800 series, like the 850 interface module and 830 acoustic modem. Dude, the Dow Jones Information Service. Wow. I remember reading a story where like when some of the news sites were early on switching to digital, they would have to charge the consumer like $10 a day for their like to get all the stuff, and your business whatever, sure, but now it's like everyone expects it for free. But yeah, an invitation to programming 1, 2, and 3, Kingdom Scram, Biorhythm, Musical Composer, Blackjack, Graphit, and Mortgage and Loan Analysis. Holy fuck, that's Nintendo Switch 2 starting launch lineup cannot compare. Oh man, dude. Yeah, when is Mortgage and Loan Analysis getting a PS5 re-release? As I still have my mom who uses all the programming, all the accounting software from the early 2000s, because like mortgage doesn't really change. Like it's bookkeeping doesn't really change. You could probably still use a lot of this. And plus those ones she bought once, doesn't have to worry about subscription stuff. It just works. And yeah. And they said they based the 5200 off of the 400 and the 800. Um, let's see how much the graphics maybe compare.
How's business?
Morning.
Terrific. How do you keep track of your customers?
My Atari 400 home computer. Excuse me, Dad.
Why Atari?
Shopped around. It's a lot of computing capability for such a low price.
You use it a lot?
Sure, life's not all fun and games. There's homework I even program.
Uh-huh.
Atari has lots of software, not all the others do. And of course, only Atari has games like Centipede.
Games?
Well, we executives have to unwind.
Atari home computers. Only Atari puts so much in it for you.
I'm just thinking of the commercial from earlier with the kid businessman saying like, television doesn't have Centipede. Television doesn't have Warlords. In terms of graphics, like, yeah, we saw it's not as much of a leap up as you'd like. Like if we go here, and also some of these, like, you can see some of these are using more blockier font. Like this is a lower resolution font than you'd see on like the NES. It's more comparable. But like then you have this where it almost looked like the word country is like a squish, but it still works fine. I don't know, just, and then you have the map where it's just like 1 pixel each. And so you could make the the font look less blocky, but that wasn't a concern, right? Like round the U in the top countries and European, make it like remove that pixel on like the bottom left and bottom right. Just like make it look less, a lot of aesthetic design choices that could be made to still make it legible, but make it look less blocky.
Program.
And they weren't concerned about that at the time, probably. I don't know. Here's an actual keyboard. Hooray! The Atari button in the bottom right is nice. What does the Atari button do? Like we have system reset, option select start, and then like here we just have Atari. Can you even... Where's the backslash on this? Oh, it's down there. Okay, yeah. Oh yeah, and a lot of the upgradable RAM stuff. Even back then. I still love the Commodore 64 using technically having upgradable RAM just because the RAM they put in, half of it was dead. And so just use the dead half or the alive half because they could buy it for cheap. Like back when Raspberry Pis were first made, is because a lot of places were just selling off their cheap components because nobody wanted them. And then as like the mini PC or like those types of Pis or embedded stuff started getting more popular, Raspberry Pi, like they weren't getting the deal anymore. So the newer, they try to pivot. But around that era is when like other companies, like you had your NES Classic and SNES Classic using the Pi, like those could be taken advantage of and get nice margins on your products. Having a second cartridge slot feels like those DVD players that were like big and you'd have like 5 different disc slots, so you can just press a button, so you didn't have to get up. It's cute. It's very unnecessary, but this is a high-end system. Get your second cartridge. I guess the monitor even back then had a different output. So okay, let me look. Monitors 1970s. Let me pull up the thing. Yeah, they were CRTs. Yeah, okay, they're just built in, and then the color output was a specialty for of the more graphically sophisticated Atari. Either computer could be connected to antenna terminals of an ordinary TV. There is a purpose-made CRT color monitor for optimum resolution color quality. What like adapter would have used? Like antenna, okay, yeah. For regular TV. What was the like antenna? Yeah, RF. Sorry, who's sorry. I just to meet the off-shelf requirement while including internal TV circuitry. Both new machines were built around cast aluminum shields, forming a partial Faraday cage. Oh my goodness! Whatever, having a Faraday cage in any article about your thing. Oh yeah, we had to add a Faraday cage because it was leaking too much fucking electricity or static or whatever the fuck. It was just too dangerous. Yeah. They try to get around that. Oh man, that is. Okay, they had to do weird connectors to prevent the RF leakage. Yeah, we'll get into this probably in the thing. I just want to get the like literally what connector I used. CRT color monitor connector type. Oh man, all my searches from when I was trying to get picture in picture on the TV. 1970s. Atari 800. What monitor was this designed for? Oh shit, that was S video? Wait, what? Okay, so no monitors around the time actually supported it, but bro, they invented S video basically because of that? Holy fuck. Okay. Yeah, they were idiot approved. Okay, that's good for the peripherals. Okay. Keyboards on 800 emulate the typewriter layout without quotes and double quotes above numeric, so grandma wouldn't be confused. So like yeah, part of their disorganization, and then they just They just never used the port. See, that would have been important to know. They didn't fucking do shit with the port. That's interesting though. It's interesting a lot of times where like sound cards and not even just like, okay, yeah, this sounds compressed because of whatever, like, you know, the speaker you're using, like speaker quality. It's like the sound card itself, because of, you know, how, like, you know, it's before you had CD level audio, you had to have specific sound channels you had to care about and program for. So games for computers had to worry about, okay, does the sound card support like fucking 3 channels or like 32 channels of, you know, what type of quality can we expect? And it's designed around that. Really interesting stuff. Yeah. The more you know. You like, I don't know. It'd be nice if they were a little more self-critical. It's like the I don't know, that one Xbox documentary that came out a couple years ago that they released. They were, you know, spent a lot of time in the Xbox original era. The 360 felt like the Red Wing ring. They could have explained it a bit better, but they kind of like brushed over a lot of the other issues that happened. Like, I don't even know how in depth they even went into the Xbox One launch disaster. But they really, PS3 had some issues, but just not nearly as much from around that time with their components. Okay. So let's see, is this the communicator and the entertainer still? Oh, we still have, okay, the 1810 disk drive, 4 disk drive. Okay, I had 4 channels. I mean, that's good for the time, right? The NES had 3, the Famicom had 4. So I don't know why they got rid of one for the NES. I don't. And everyone loves BASIC.
Bought a home computer, huh?
An Atari 800 home computer. Nothing but the best from my...
Also, man, that, like, keep rocking those glasses, man. You're doing great.
Why Atari?
Atari makes computers that, you know, seem friendly, part of the family.
Want to show off?
Sure, they're real easy. Terrific software, huh?
Nice graphics.
And how do you like this for sound capability?
Impressive.
Ooh,
Sure
the
is.
entertain.
So-
Hey, listen. I did say that this Atari 800 is still the entertainer, and that was the entertainer right there. That's the song. It still got it in it.
What's his first project?
Soon, the alphabet. A is for airplane.
Atari home computers. Only Atari puts so much in it for you.
I did that song on piano. And a duet. That's the only time I've ever done a duet on piano with my instructor. Okay, now we have people who want to talk about shit that isn't the 2600. Hopefully, talk about stuff.
I think the Atari 400, 800 were really the first home computers that I felt like were designed to be in somebody's home and for an average person to utilize.
Atari, you know, made some interesting decisions over the years. I mean, they were #1 in the world in making video games, but they saw home computers were coming, and Apple II was out, and they said, we got to compete with Apple for, you know, computers. So it came down from on high that we were going to make a computer like the Apple II, but better in some way. But the engineering department said, hey, we're video game people. Why are we doing this? But they were...
Also, I'm just thinking about, like, because during that era, again, IBM PCs dwarfed everything in, like, the mid-'80s. But besides the Amiga and the Atari ST, you did have the Macintosh, which was still more expensive than both, but still had, like, an okay revenue profit, right? It wasn't going, like they still were on the downwards trajectory for profits going into the 90s, as evidenced in every biopic that talks about Steve Jobs' return to Apple. An interesting aspect is that the Lisa came out a year earlier and was like super expensive, but then they didn't sell that many, and so trying to get rid of some Lisas in the late 70s or 80s rather. There's actually one guy who just made a deal with Apple to buy a bunch in bulk, put on his own, like, a custom OS that, like, add some features and sell them, and it was like a win-win for people. But then it got a little too popular, so Apple shut that down, cutting a little too much into their competition with the Macintosh.
Told you will do this. So what actually happened was the engineers made the Atari 800 into the next best video game player. It had all the sprite capability.
Sorry, I'm just looking at this ad real quick. So Juggles House teaches upper and lower, inside and outside. Understanding these concepts helps your child to learn to recognize shapes and letters. You begin reading. Oh man, Juggles House, just for the fun of it.
It had all the sprite capability. It had coprocessors in there. The first GPU in a computer was probably in the Atari 800. All of this stuff was going on in the engineering department, and yet the management thought we were making a computer. We were really just making a video game that we could make cool games on.
My participation was mainly on the prototype pre-production side. We had this very sophisticated, allegedly sophisticated, internal interactive test system called the PIT system that we couldn't get a single unit to pass. Labor Day 1979, can you guys work overtime?
Oof. None of your integration tests are passing. You're told overtime to fix it.
For the weekend, we
sucks, man.
Hand build some production units because we need to put them complete through the entire process. They need to be completely finished, consumer product in the box. We need these for J.C. Penney's so that they can make the holiday catalog. So we worked, I actually didn't leave Atari for about 3 months and building these units.
Oh man.
And it was like 4 400s and 4 800s to ship on Monday to J.C. Penney's.
And that there's a funny Tim Schafer story from when they were releasing first Monkey Island. The factory they was supposed to produce it went on strike, and LucasArts goes and tells them, like, hey team, we're doing a field trip, and they go ahead and go to the assembly line. They go and run the stuff themselves. Bit of a scab behavior, but like they went ahead and just made a bunch of the boxes because they didn't have enough for the whatever they're shipping out. Just like, hey, programmers, can you also be the assembly line?
They received them at their warehouse. They took pictures of them for the catalog, and then they immediately shipped them back to us. That was it. That's what we needed to do to get this product out.
My main contribution to the Atari 800 operating system, I created a language.
A language similar to BASIC? Say the word. Say the word, Crane.
language similar to PostScript.
Oh, okay. Okay, good. Good. Actual, like, something interesting.
That could draw lines and squares and circles and vector graphics drawn into the bitmap of the Atari 800 and put them into the operating system so that I didn't have to put it in any of my games.
Wait a second. So, okay, I get the make a language to do the graphics for you, essentially. And you just essentially made a what's like the equivalent, what's like the class of like OpenGL, DirectX, the Vulkan, that type of graphics API. You just made graphics API. Heck yeah, good for you.
Put them into the operating system so that I didn't have
Also fun thing I learned recently is that a lot of older games often run better on Linux, even if it's a Windows version. Not because of like, oh, like Linux is whatever. It does have some sort of like superior pipelines for some processes, but DirectX before 12 had a lot of horribly inefficient practices, and so converting to Vulkan, even on a Windows machine, converting like a DirectX 9 or DirectX 11 game to Vulkan actually speeds it up significantly. And because you're running on Linux, on Proton, you're just doing that by default, and so it just adds that benefit for free, which is really funny.
to put it in any of my games. So I could borrow from the operating system stuff that I'd put in there and use it when making games. So yes, we were tasked with
Also, I hope you documented that graphics API. If you didn't, that's a big move.
working on the operating system, but we did it our way. We did it in the video game method.
The idea came up that maybe I could get one of these machines for Christmas, and I thought I was going to get an Apple II because that was what I had at school and what I thought was cool. But I got an.
Also, the computer space in the background of the space race. That's from that warehouse from like the first episode, probably.
Atari, and it was an Atari 800 with a tape cassette drive. At first I was like, oh, it's not an Apple, but it's my own computer. It's super exciting. And then the more I got into it, the more I realized it was so much better than the Apple. Probably piss off some Apple people, but it was really an amazing machine.
I mean, compared to an Apple II, yeah. I mean, the Apple II had a bunch of versions, like the Apple IIe and whatever. Having like I don't really care about comparing them, but just released later, it's probably more sophisticated.
I mean, the graphics and sound on it were incredible, and it was a super fun machine to program, and so that was really what got me started.
I need to watch like an Apple II, because especially for the price value, it being like mass distributed for like everyone's like first computer essentially. Before the IBM PC was like a thing for the consumer or the child. I don't know. There's a lot of good beginnings on the Apple, but that's like saying, the N64 is the first 3D experience. That means it's better than the GameCube. It's like, or I guess maybe like the Dreamcast might be a better technology gap comparison. Okay, I'm gonna go get Little Watcher. I'll be 2 seconds. Maybe a little slightly more. I've been in my sweats the whole day. I got up, rolled around in bed for a bit. I did something productive. I was experimenting with some AI prompts. That Barfight recommended because I was looking at writing some interview question stuff today. And I was seeing like, okay, how well can I answer like a basic enough question? Like, okay, so this is what they mean by the cartridge slots. This has, I mean, they should have went with cassettes, but oh well. It's fine. Okay, so right, because the 5200 had a lot of 800 stuff in it. Oh right, we did do this already. Yeah, the prompt for like a basic, like I just need this input output, like get it done. I didn't really seem to add much. For stuff where like I cared about the intermediate, having an intermediate was pretty cool because when I was asking it about formulating some interview question stuff and what avenues to explore, I could see like where it was going and get some ideas from that to then like re-feed into the system. So for like ideas and whatever, and also maybe if you're not as familiar with what the heck you're doing, what things to look at, but if you are familiar, it doesn't seem that much worth.
We had access to the 800, 400, pre-production models for probably a good.
Also, then I set up Moonlight on like my phone and my Steam Deck for my computer. Then I went to the movies, saw Complete Unknown. That was good. Came back, actually decided to write the interview stuff. Which took a long time. But I got like 90% of it done, essentially. Just the last time I want to ask a coworker about next week. I'm very proud with myself about that. Can't go into super specifics, but I did felt like what I did was true to what I want to do, as well as it being good for the what was needed, and also being like, I don't know. I think ingenious. I think it's good. It's in terms of how it's able to be used. It's like it's just an interview question, but like it's feels like so much more now that I put blood and sweat into it, and then I had the food, and then this.
Year before they ever hit the marketplace, and I would literally every weekend check out an Atari 800 and prototype Star Raiders, and spend the entire weekend playing Star Raiders. It was just absolutely phenomenal. I couldn't get enough of it.
I could.
One of my favorite games in the 800. I really liked Star Raiders. I still play that today. I games in the 800. One of my favorite games in the 800. I really liked Star Raiders. I still play that today. I still bring up my Atari 800 and play that occasionally.
Star Raiders was the killer app. Star Raiders was to the 800 what Halo was to the Xbox. It was the game. You really, pretty much everyone bought it with the system. It was the system seller.
It was very.
Maybe use an example that doesn't feel like it innovated the genre. Like maybe use a like a Melee for the GameCube, or your Mario Kart for your Switch.
Well done. It had a lot of depth.
your combat for the Atari 2600.
It was easy. It had easy modes where people could get through it, and you could work up to the harder modes. And the harder modes just made things a little more difficult. They didn't penalize you for getting good at the game. So,
what did I do with my 800? And I actually did buy an Atari 800 in the company store, and I paid full price for it, full employee price. And
Ooh, I wonder what discount Atari employees got. Let me guess out loud. I think they probably only got a 10% discount. Let me see. Atari 1980. Let me see. Okay, no exact percentages. I'm still mad. The biggest employee discount I ever got was like 10%. Like, actually, I'm not mad. I'm not mad. Oh no, I am mad about at Canadian Tire got 10%, and then people at Mark's Work Warehouse got 17% off at all their stores, which included Canadian Tire. So they got a better discount at my store despite not working at my store. I still say, like, it's been like a decade since I worked at Canadian Tire, but I still like think in the terms of like, oh yeah, we sell this. Like, oh yeah, we sell doorknobs. Who is we? Like now, I mean, yeah, Amazon. Yeah, Amazon sells doorknobs as well. But it's like Canadian Tire products was like a base of what is like a normal catalog of things humans use in their lives, and in because it's like everything. You have your automotive, you have your sports, you have your seasonal, you have your housewares, you have your hardware, you have like yeah, you've got a lot of different stuff that just people use as stuff. That's the best way to describe it. Stuff people use.
Star Raiders, because that's what you did on the Atari 800. There was a lot of great stuff about, storing recipes and doing this and learning things. And I did go through some of the learning things, but I played the living daylights out.
Actually, this is actually computer related. When I worked at Bayer briefly, there was one site that I actually used to get two products. One was a computer, like a $200 computer that initially I was like, here for my sister. She didn't even have like just to have some sort of like stationary computer because she didn't have one, but she didn't really want one, so that's fine. Then I adopted it and I used it actually during COVID as a coding computer, and then it got repurposed for a work computer for my mom. And the other one was like I bought in 2018. It was a 2012 enterprise laptop that was now like $400. And that was my laptop until like, even through the first like through university, the rest of university and COVID and stuff. And even like a year after I got this new computer, I was still using it.
The Star Raiders, which was
good discounts from Bayer through a third-party site.
The most phenomenal game you could play outside of an arcade.
It's literally just like a website where like you can just anyone can access it. It's like, oh, what's the username? Bayer. What's the password? Bayer. Cool. But now the site has like nothing worthwhile. So yeah, that's how much I care about Star Raiders. The killer app. Okay, so all this. The acoustic modem. Let you attach your telephone handset to your computer so that you can dial up a local bulletin board and connect with other Atari users. Okay. So it was like your own little BBS, not even like a full right? It's not like, oh, you can connect to the Atari network to download a thing, right? Like a lot of companies did in the late 80s. Sega Network or the Teleview or like whatever the fuck you want to do. No, this is just connect with someone else and maybe do stuff. Yeah, just a BBS type thing. Mom.
Atari brings the computer age home.
Okay, Ma. What's the capital of Nebraska? Come on. I'm trying.
Atari home computers can teach you
I love that's pretty good. I'm trying. It's like
with important information anytime, day or night.
I already checked the computer. The Bears lost.
How about the Lions?
Oh, you owe me on that too.
And if your jump shot is a little off, we can help you there too.
Hey guys, how about a deal? The car tonight for Atari basketball.
what happened to Mom?
In fact, there's
Mom's only a football player, not basketball.
they're easy to use and afford, but best of all, they just might be the wisest investment you'll ever make.
Watch this. Hey, Mom. What's the capital of Delaware?
Dover.
I told you she's smart.
Atari home computers. We've brought the computer age home.
Families discover that many of their problems can be solved with an Atari computer, but not all of them. The Atari Program Exchange, division that would publish and sell the best Atari computer programs submitted by users. Ooh. Now let's look at controls real quick. Look at that. That's pretty cool of them. Yeah, down left, right, fire. Okay, basic controls. Wait, do I want fuel? No, I don't want fuel. Okay. Oh, I shoot the fuel to get it. Okay, makes sense. Honestly, I'm liking this game. Like, I know I need to get more stuff, but I'm not gonna do it. Even as, like, a, you know, maze-like game. Oh, and, like, you get... The sound goes lower as I have less fuel. Oh, no, that's just based on the thing. just explode once I'm done. Okay, that's pretty good. Pretty good stuff. Good job, Greg. Good job. Okay.
These families are learning about home computers. The family with the Atari home computer is learning
Spanish, German.
Look at all that wood. Look at all that wood.
French.
Italian.
the other.
No foreign languages.
The Atari
No wood. That's their problem. No wood.
family is learning.
3 programs teach us to program.
The other.
We've only one.
And while the Atari family learns to play Centipede Star Raiders and soon,
E.T.
the other.
Oh no. Okay, I think the Atari kid lost in that one.
learned
We made a mistake.
over 1,000 programs featuring the world's most popular games, but sorry, only with Atari.
Oh gosh, minor again. This is just the Oh, okay, so at least it's the slightly different version. I mean, gonna play the exact same, but wait, what the fuck was jump? Yeah, like no, I can't do that, but I forget how to jump. Left control. Okay, that's where you map that. I mean, it's cool they had like at least a third-party person they put in here. Seems solid enough. Like your you know, post Donkey Kong pre-Wrecking Crew energy. And it was multi-platform too, which is good for sales. Your Vic 20. Oh wait, I wanna. Damn, they went. Oh, Texas Intermits partnered. Oh no, that's just a distributor of it. Okay, of Tiger. I was like, Texas partnered with Tiger, but I mean, still Texas Instruments making a computer is feels funny. Also, apparently the VIC 20 didn't need the Commodore on it. That was touted as a 2-page spread. Scraper Caper never actually came out. What's that? Look at that menacing. Oh man, Juggle's house. Let's go. I need to learn what the difference between inside and outside. Cause yeah, I've just been my inside clothes outside the whole. I watched the movie in this. I've just been lazing around. Oh yo, we gotta play Juggle's house? No, we don't. Why the heck did it have high? None of the edutainment software that has been advertised has been on this fucking software, and we need. Give us our edutainment. Give us our edutainment. Ah. Yeah, let's see. One from earlier. Should I get? Let me get more water. Return with tea. Okay, so I tried to update the 8-bit computer. So it had an $899 price tag, which was initially, you know, the 800 started with the $999, but I guess Because now we have like the IBM PC or whatever shit. But you know, if it was still identical to those under the hood, then why would you upgrade from your 800? That's the question. I'm glad I did the interviews. Like I worked a little on the weekend just because I didn't feel like flapping around during regular time on this question thing. I'm glad I got it done so tomorrow I can actually just like rest. The cheaper. Oh, 199, 299, 800 XL. Cool. Okay, let's see how much. I have to fucking fact check all this shit. Okay, 800 XL versus 800 Atari. I just want to see how close it was. I'm sorry, I just read this and it's like it's acting like it's from the 80s, but it's like 2009. Let me to left. There we go. That just makes it work. Instead of editing OBS, I just edit my browser. Like this video is for the YouTube, so that's why. But better keyboard, no built-in basic, no PBI slot. Yeah, what the fuck? It's just they actually tried on the video output this time, I guess. And I guess PAL compatible. And more but yeah, it's still not like I don't know. $899 compared to $299. Yeah, just get the $299. Alda. Wow. I don't know who it is. Okay, let's see what we got on here. Dude, they should have included mortgage analysis on this Atari 50 collection. It's really doing a injustice to us without including that. Oh yeah, the Atari button. Is that? Oh, that's a self-diagnostic trip? Check. Not trip. Yeah, they keep keeping at the same thing for now. It's still 83, so that's fine. And I'm trying to compete with Commodore. It probably succeeds because Commodore, I mean in the US at least, because Commodore really strained its US relationship during that time, so I mean, but Atari probably never did Europe properly, as American companies fail to do. Wait, what the fuck would you have in 83? Would you have phonograph records? Like, that's like the fucking type of thing you use to like check what your child looks like before being born, right? Phonograph. Oh no, that's a fucking that's music. Phonograph's music. What's the I'm thinking of a sonogram. I'm thinking of a sonogram, not a phonogram. A graph. Oh, later called a gramophone. Oh. Wait. Okay, I know a gramophone. I never realized it was called phonograph. Okay. Cool. Oh, because it's British English, it's gramophone, and US English is phonograph. I didn't. Okay, well, good to know. Cool. Oh, Juggles is back off of his house and into the rainbow. I do hope everyone's having an okay time who's watching. It's hard to tell when there's no chat activity, but it is what it is. Very soft. Oh, let's port our stuff to other things. On your long-term thing. I mean, to be fair, I think you do this now because Atari just doesn't produce. I mean, I'm just trying to think of any Atari hits from after 1984. And I can't think of a single one. But some of the ones like Donkey Kong aren't even theirs, or Galaxian. The rice or something. Yeah. I mean, even if Jack didn't kill it, it's not. I feel like it would do anything. Yeah, Jack acquired it. Then wanted to get a 16-bit PC. Ooh. All dates back to Toronto, where in 1958, a young man with a dream, a lot of guts, and a vision started a typewriter sales and repair shop. I didn't realize that it was literally Toronto. Like, I could probably walk to where the fuck that repair shop was. Cool. Okay, I don't need Bob. I don't need Bob. Okay, let's check the Pseudos 3D. That looks like. Oh, yeah, right. You saw that. And now the Atari ST era. Built-in expansion ports. Ooh. And yeah, people trying to make their own basic like. Again, everyone wanted basic to all competing with Microsoft. And they added the mouse at like. So the mouse originally was for the, the Lisa, and then the Macintosh, but was backwards compatible with the Apple II via just like software, right? It's all. So I guess they didn't patent it or whatever. So everyone could use the mouse. It's a good thing. But they didn't. Or I mean, maybe they did, but like the specific way. So just the idea of having an extension thing wasn't patentable. Ooh, look at that. An actual desktop. Ooh. And yeah, I use a floppy disk, so it's not backwards compatible. Again. Wait. So the 600 XL was $199. Then the XC was also $199. If it's saying under 200. Unless it's like 150. I don't know. Okay, let's see the XCGS, what the specs were. Oh gosh, it's based off a thing that's not even mentioned in this. Let me. Okay. Okay, so the XC was 150. Wait. What? It said under $200. This is under $80. Oh, okay, that's actually that's something. So that's a good price. So it's just a repackaged XC that has a spin of looking more gaming like. But it increased in price? Or no, maybe this was just the quote and they actually released for this price. Still the same fucking thing. Yeah, but marketing it as like a game thing with already extensive library is good. Okay. That is cool. Okay. We have some of these XCGS games to play now. By play, we mean one. We have one game. Okay. Oh, fuck. Oh no, the chef got me with boomerang. No. Maybe it was a croissant. Maybe it was a croissant. That's fair. Or banana, if it's what's on there. Apple did end up as the most popular, but it's not by that much. Especially compared to IBM. It's like saying the Xbox was the second best selling console of the 6th generation. It was, right? It got like 24 million compared to GameCube's 21 million. But then the PS2 got like a 160 million. It's not even a competition. It's like, it really feels like we're just, like, it's not even acknowledging the IBM PC despite all of these ads acknowledging the IBM PC. Like, yeah, sure, these were the gaming computers, but those computers could play games, and again, it's because of the copycat ones, anyone could just make one, and yeah. Like, why wouldn't you get an IBM PC unless it really still was that much of a price difference? Which probably that's what it came down to. Maybe? Okay, by the IBM compatible forerunners of today's modern PCs were dominating the home computer market. Atari entered the market with the Atari PC. The Atari PC is different than the ST. It's just an IBM-like. Okay. That's fine. I mean, you had to release one. Ooh, that's pretty cool. It appeared in Terminator 2. Man. Okay. But no, that's a good on-the-go device. My dad had one of these, like, I never saw him use it, but like, you know, mom keeps old shit. Pocket translators, where you could pick the language, you type in the word in English on a keyboard, and then it just displays on that LCD, whatever the word is, which is cute. Are you not even going to talk about much of like the ST's impact? Yeah. I mean, yeah, ST in Europe, yeah. That's it. Yoomp. Tunnel jumper. What? Yoomp. That's bopping. That bops. Press fire to Yoomp. Okay. Ooh. Okay, this is actually a good video game. Wow. Glad we got one of these. Look at this go. I don't know about the electric thing. What that even means. I have one jump left. Oh yeah, I did fall in the hole. No, that's a good video game. Good for it. Wait, 2007. What? Oh, that was for the XC. Cool. So we got 0 Atari ST games? 0 Atari ST games. Are you... Get out of here, fly. I'll spray you with good sense once you come back. Okay, do we want... Wait, I'm sorry. 67% explored? What parts did I miss? They're not zoom in on enough images? Like, yeah, sure, there's the cover art. Heaven or Mars, I just played briefly. I guess these I didn't press enter on. I just didn't press enter on a lot of these. Okay. So, wider world. Let's just see how long it is. Okay, good. They actually put stuff in here. And the 90s and beyond. Did they shortchange it? No, they did not. Okay, cool. Okay, so there's actually 2 good sections left. Okay, let's... What do we want to do? I don't want to start, so I'm gonna... What's a good way for me to do this? Wait, well, first off, we're done with Atari. But secondly, I think to fill the last... Because we're not even like an hour 30 in. Little, 10, 15 minutes. Let's go ahead. And I just basically picked out a new VR chat avatar yesterday. And it fucking requires like an instruction manual, so I kind of want to like explain how the fuck it works. As weird as that sounds. Also, I need one thing is the quest keeps forgetting, like half the time remembers, oh yeah, double tap your controllers to turn on hand tracking, and the other half it just completely forgets. So yeah. Hope it's nice today. But if not, that's fine too. Yeah. I wasn't really having head strap issues before I changed head straps, but I'm not had it being really any after. Maybe like 1 or 2 issues in total, but nothing like big. It's been fine. Let's get booted in. Okay. Oh, I got a new desktop view. Wow. Thanks. It doesn't fucking remember auto. It removed my pinned games. Quest, what the fuck are you doing? It literally removed my pinned games. This software is dumb. It's stupid and dumb. Okay, let me see if it auto detects that there's no movement. And auto switches. At least if that's active, that'd be nice. But let's see. Okay, at least it auto detects that, so I can just put them over here if I want to do something to show it off. But I just yeah, we'll get into virtual desktop and show shit off. I need to trick it into remembering hand tracking again. Then and why can't I pin that? Okay. Oh, because I added back camera and whatever. Maybe I have to like flash the firmware itself and make it nice. Oof. I think OBS is not showing anything. That could be unfortunate. Oh, never mind. It's because I'm zoomed in, so it's right. Okay. So it should still be fine on stream. Let me just change the game to be VR chat. That's it. It swaps over. So the new avatar is essentially a Chinese dragon. Let's just update the stream title. Chat. Boop. Hope this works. Okay, yeah, that's working. Hopefully good enough. Hopefully it's the proper... I guess I can check on my phone. I definitely can't check on here. Why does it not default to my channel? This stuff. Okay, yeah, that's looking good enough. Show that off. Okay. We're gonna show this thing off. So, yeah, this is a model I found after I was just chilling with like a couple people last night, and they're just like in a Avatar world because like Mez was in there for some reason. We didn't really coordinate who's meeting up on who. I was just like curious, asking Kip like, "Hey, what do you think would be a good model for me?" And they were going with stuff that clearly doesn't actually matter. Like they were spending a lot of time trying to configure clothes and whatnot. I don't know if you've seen all of my shit, but that really doesn't matter. Almost diminishes from it. It should probably look fine without much attention to what it's wearing. But then I stumbled on this thing, which like had some good ideas, right? It's like it's too small, right? It's a floating thing. I can't control the arms. But in terms of like proportions and what it's trying, like okay, this has some potential. I go and see, oh, okay, it's made by, Milo or whatnot. I look up Milo. I go through like a tangent hole. I find this one, which has that. Then it has some extra stuff by this person, and then an extra texture by the uploader. Story 3, it's medium, so it's like, okay, that's good. It's not like a giant bomb of a thing. And initially, I go in, and I didn't realize that these hands are, these are my controllers, but they're actual, like, hands. Let me put this here real quick. They follow, and they're actually visible to the other people. So it's like, I can do this, I can do this, I can do whatever I want with them. So that's good. That's good. It's not and it's visible to the other players. And so initially I was like, okay, it's just the hands. It's not controlling the actual regular hands. And I was still using like the regular controller input thing. So I was like, okay, whatever. It's but like, okay, there's a bunch of options. So maybe something here is gonna maybe help with that, right? Like maybe I can get to control hands, but it's not by default. And so we have, I'll just put this up here just so you can see it definitely clearly. So I'm not sure what area it's capturing. I think it's either left skewed or right skewed. But I know center definitely works. So I go through here. Is there like a hand mode? There's a thing called grounder. Poses. Maybe one of them, the hands work. Like, okay, what if I curl something? Sitting sideways is probably just like the nicer looking one. Especially because everything's grounded. Which jumping ahead grounder helps with that. So if I'm like, if I'm doing this, right? And like I jump, that helps with like the hind legs, getting them to work properly. But eventually I'm like, okay, there's all these leg things, try them. And here, okay, I can get an arm working, right? So I'm controlling an arm. You can see down here. There, it's there. Okay, but like I can't get two arms working for some reason because it's putting one down. Took a bit to figure that out. So there's 4 different modes in this. So walking mode, it tries to like honor regular physics. Walking mode, you can't have that stuff. Lie down, you can have both hands in certain poses. And it's really weird. Like it makes sense, kind of, like what actually affects like gravity and shit. So like, okay, yeah, this is a stable position, but I think if I go to lying down, but like curled or no, sideways sitting. I think this, I can't do both hands. There's something like really weird like that. No, okay, yeah, it is that. And so like it tries to maintain some sort of like realistic, quote unquote, physics of just how gravity works. So that was super, because I haven't tried an avatar that works like that. I haven't heard even stuff like the floating ham. It's like, oh, I've never seen this before. Like there's a lot of stuff in this avatar that I've just never seen before. And it's like, you can get it to work a lot in terms of how it works with you. It's just weird. Really good, like super robust, I'm surprised this avatar is just on the avatar world and like get like 3 contributors and all this stuff. So in like this pose, for example, I can't, none of these toggles work, right? And this is, but like let's say I'm walking, for example. Let's go and do this. I think I have to get outside and sing sideways. Okay, so let's say I'm doing this. These puppets are for like controlling stuff that you wouldn't normally control. So like this is the tail, right? But for example, the leg body doesn't really do that. But if you go into say flying mode, for example, I think floating you can also do the body, just not the arms. Suddenly now, oh wait, do I have to be up? Wait, is it floating or flying? Okay, I think it's floating that I can do this. So let's go to floating. And let's set my oh no. Functions, no. Yeah, there's so much shit here. I don't even know what seat does, or some of these auto ones. I got stuff I'm working on. Snoot is weird. I had to disable that as well because it puts these 2 things in front of me, and it's like, I don't know. It's sometimes it clips into my eye. But there's ground offset. So let's do this, right? We'll just do 25. No, 50? Wait, oh, I went back to walking because I grounded. floating. So it even does stuff like that. It's like, okay. It will try to like adjust to something that's normal. So I'm floating right now. And now I can like go ham on this shit. But I can do the wiggle stuff that the other one was doing if I want. And so I can get it to do a lot of stuff. It's just there's specific rule sets. And so let's yeah, this just puts it back to like walking or no, that's still in floating mode. Okay, so theoretically I could still do this. No. This is in the pose. Okay. So pose just doesn't let you that. Okay. Then I spent a bit trying to get the finger stuff working for the like through the quest. And so some of that still isn't resolved, like the double tap's not working fully. Right, it's not doing that, but if I do this and I'll let it cook, suddenly there we go, we have hands. And that works pretty well now, so it's like, okay, I need to fix what's in the Oculus software, but that's fine. What's interesting though is if I do this, right? Let's go back to controllers and turn these off. There we go. And I set them down again. Specifically forwarding through VR chat, and then I had to change a bunch of settings within VR chat to get some stuff to not happen. Like I had like almost like a ghost like quest thing that I could point and move stuff, as well as a ghost hand that followed my head. Getting that shit to not be there was weird, but eventually I got it to okay, hands are working, right? So like that's, you know, it's four-fingered, but people can see when I'm in ghost mode, at least, like more if I want to do finger tracking, right, it's more like robust facial or features, but in the when it's the hands of the dragon, it's just like position and whatnot, which is similar to what I was doing with like the gloop with all the finger stuff disabled. And the reason it was disabled for the gloop was because it was tied to gesture control, and it would make my avatar look weird. And yeah, and so in this one, it still is tied to gesture control, and by default, it's on. So by default, this is what it looks like. Like this is here. So this is the default, right? So I'm like doing stuff. Maybe Visines was enabled by default. That makes sense. But it was just doing this. And you know, it's like, okay, well, I'm doing fingers, and it's like, is there a pose I want, right? Like maybe if I could just control the eyelids but not anything else. It's like the exaggerated mouth I don't need. It's actually from Kib experimenting with their eye tracking, face tracking stuff that I learned what the fuck Visines means. So it's like, okay. Oh no, sorry. Backing up. Finding the disabled facial expressions. So now this shit doesn't happen. And then figuring out, okay, so Visines is like a thing that you use when you don't have lip tracking. Okay, so maybe it's like trying to compensate or something. So let's like turn, because right now the issue is like at that point, the issue remaining was that my eyes just look like they were going straight. It almost looks like a fursuit type. Like if I didn't have Visines on, it's literally just like a fursuit hat. And so figure out, okay, when you don't have the eye tracking on, it will actually like, you know, do stuff like move the eyes around-ish kind of where you're looking, but have a bit of a lag and do blinking and stuff. And it will do a lot more natural things. Of course, there's settings for that too. There's still stuff yeah, one thing I still haven't really figured out is I think all these tracking ones, like legs and fours, is for if you have like slime VR stuff. Like I don't know, like if you have actual leg tracking. Because if I do it now, it doesn't like wiggle around, right? You see the legs wiggle around. It doesn't do anything different. It's I don't know. That's not doing anything. Inverting doesn't make it like suddenly jump. I mean, I can pause them. It doesn't really do anything because if I still go into the left leg toggle, it still tracks fine. So I don't really know. But yeah, that's where I'm at right now. So I'm thinking, so like this fits the VR chat style a bit more than Gloop, because Gloop, initially I liked a lot of the stuff regarding it's like not 100% anthro. It's like has stuff there, right? I can still emote with hands. I can still interact. I do have all of the color options for stuff. A lot of different color samples, quest compatibility, which is less meaningful now because like everyone's basically upgraded to PC VR. And yeah, I think that it definitely did what I needed to do. I think some of the enjoyment of changing colors to do stuff I've cared less about. I will say the blank stare. This just feels more inviting, I guess. It's just like a less. It's still like you know. Again, if it's like the eyes were still, it'd be like the weird fursuit type head. But it's at least inviting enough where it's like it has the elements that people like in the furry stuff and like in VR chat. Like it fits in enough, but it's still distinct enough, like far away enough to feel not super all in on that aspect. And yeah, so that's what I'm probably doing going forward. I'm gonna try this avatar out. I might adjust stuff like the height or you know, any of the other things. There's also other features like if I wanted to, lie down lock essentially makes it so when you're in lie down mode, you can move around normally, but this will just keep you in place. A lot of little stuff like that where I could experiment with this farther, but this offers enough regarding how the face looks, just natural but expressive enough. I have the benefit of hand tracking, but also both body and not body. Right, I have the approximation that this offers, but if I want the more robust ghost hand, I can do that. And I have like I have a bunch of different states of like poses, right? If I want to just to be, you know, 4 feet on the ground, that's perfectly fine, right? I can do. Wait, right. I did. Yeah, I could even do pose based on sit or standing and fly around. Floating allows a little bit of like in betweenness. Or sorry, not floating. Flying. Yeah. Like I still got like some fun stuff, but it's if I'm like chilling in like a room like this, that might be fun. But not for like we're going through a VCAD world. It's probably gonna be like floating or walking, and then lying down is also there. As a nice. It's just nice to have, especially when the Gloop didn't really have them, and you like good passive positions. Have that other avatars do, and I feel like I have a running thing with antlers at this point, so this has got them as well. And yeah, otherwise that's this. Yeah. think that's all I have to say. Also, I'm considering getting just a month of VR Chat Plus, so I'm not a new user anymore. Like $10, so I don't have a. How do I see my status? Me, I'm still a new user. So if age verification doesn't bump it, then maybe a month of VRC Plus will bump it enough. I mean, I could do stuff like upload an avatar or whatnot. That's probably a better thing to do. Just upload an avatar. So maybe I experiment with that. What is this? Oh, it doesn't have physics. Bad. Yeah. That's all for the stream. I'll be back with Atari 50. I don't think I'll do one tomorrow, so maybe like a weekday or something. Yeah. Take care and see you next time. Let's go to the end screen before I go. Where is it? Okay, cool. See ya.